Oh, it says live on YouTube. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yay. So we asked people to ask you questions, and we're just gonna ask you their questions.
Oh, perfect. Let's do it.
So let me get the questions. Someone asked, what is your favorite animated Disney movie?
Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, Beauty and the Beast. Because Belle reads a lot of books, and I read a lot of books as a kid and read a lot of books now. So I always loved Belle. Coffee.
Someone actually asked something about books. They asked, is there a book or more than one that you would recommend anyone to read? Maybe a book that will help understand ourselves in our society.
I would say almost anything by Tanith Lee. She's a sci-fi writer and wrote a lot of books in like the 80s and 90s that are just are really, really out there and definitely made me think about human nature and the state of human existence. They ask a lot of questions about what it means to be human and what it means to love, because they're all like sci-fi romances. But yeah, I find her work to be like incredibly philosophically stimulating. So I would recommend Tanith Lee or Aldous Huxley if you want to learn a little bit about the human condition and be asked those questions for yourself. I would recommend Aldous Huxley and Tanith Lee, two authors whose work you should explore. Yeah.
Someone asks, do you have any advice for those who struggle with their mental health during this difficult time?
Oh my gosh, so much advice. I'm lucky in that I can Zoom my therapist. I would recommend, making sure that you set yourself a schedule and that you're getting my 5 mental health points, that you're getting enough sleep, that you're eating enough and of like good quality food, like vegetables and fruits if you can get them, that you are drinking enough water, that you're getting a little bit of exercise every day, even if it's just like doing jumping jacks in your living room for like 2 minutes. Anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. 50% is better than 0%. You know what I mean? 10% is better than 0%. And to just make sure that you stay on top of your like general hygiene, but also to like check your breathing, because I found that I just stop breathing sometimes and then I get stressed and anxious and I don't know why. And I'm like, oh, I haven't taken a breath in 3 minutes. Damn. But if you're really struggling with your mental health, I would recommend Googling free hotlines if you can't afford to find a therapist. If you can afford to find a therapist or a healthcare provider to sort of talk to about everything that's going on and the impact it's having on your mental health and your emotional health, I would recommend doing that, finding a therapist that you can do Zoom calls with. Or if you can't afford that, or if your health insurance doesn't cover it, there are free hotlines available if you're feeling suicidal, if you're feeling the urge to self-harm, if you feel the urge to engage in disordered eating, or if you're really struggling, and just to make sure that you're reaching out to people who can help you. Because I'm not a healthcare provider, but that was what I would recommend for sure.
Someone asked, do you have a wish that you would like to fulfill in the future?
I want to go to Marrakesh. Really want to go to Marrakesh. I was going to go for my birthday this year, but with everything that's going on, I don't think that's going to happen. I'll probably just have people over for dinner here in LA if isolation's been lifted. We'll go next year. It doesn't matter. Time is a construct anyway.
Which is your favorite character in Reign, except Mary?
Queen Catherine and Narcisse. Those are my 2 favorites, besides, Mary. They're so funny and like so smart and so cool and like devious. They're really fun.
If you could time travel, which century would you choose to visit and another to live in?
You know, I would want to travel to the future. I would want to travel like 1,000 years in the future and see what was up there. And if it was like super cool and I liked it and the world isn't destroyed, I'd live there. Flying cars, yo.
That's true.
Space travel. Buy myself a little guest house on the moon.
Another question that we have is, since we're in quarantine, what have you decided to do with your free time?
Well, I'm doing a lot of cleaning and a lot of cooking. I've also been playing with makeup and like wigs and dressing up and making stupid TikTok videos with my friend Terry, who's staying with me during isolation, which has been really fun. I'm learning Japanese for like the 5th time because I always pick it up and then put it down and pick it up. But I actually bought textbooks, so I'm studying Japanese at the moment and walking my dog and training him. And playing a little bit of guitar, and I bought rollerblades. So like every day I've been going out into my backyard and like practicing on my rollerblades with all my knee and elbow pads because Griffin isn't afraid of them, which is great. So I want to start walking him with rollerblades, but I need to be better at them or I'm going to get hit by a car. I'm not very good at braking yet. I can't brake yet very well. So I got to figure out how to brake. It's hard. My back hurts today because I skated for like an hour yesterday and I'm like, oh, I feel like a little old lady. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So lots of different things.
What did you enjoy the most about going to Japan, Tokyo, and what's a country you really want to visit?
What did I enjoy the most about Tokyo? I love Tokyo as a city, and going to like the robot show was awesome. And getting to like go shopping and all of that was super fun. I think like Japan as a whole, I really loved going out to Kurashiki and staying in a ryokan out there. It's like an old town that used to be like a I think it's a wheat-based town, like a mill town. So there's like lots of little rivers and like 100 years old like stones and bridges and buildings. And oh, my dog is barking. I might have to go let him out. I just gave him breakfast, but I'll bring you with me to take my dog out of his crate. So yeah, I really loved Kurashiki. It was beautiful and like so old, and just I love everything about Japan. I'd love to go back again. Yes, hi buddy. Well done with your breakfast. Yes, you are. Come on, you can sit on my lap while I do my Zoom. Come on, buddy. So I'd love to go back to Japan. I really want to go to Marrakesh. I'd like to spend some more time in Italy and in France as well. But I really want to go to Korea, to go to Seoul as well, because I feel like that would be my jam, you know? Griffin, up. Up. Come on, you can do it. Yeah. Puppy. He's come to join us.
So cute.
Stop it. Stop it. What are you doing? Chewing on. Okay, what next?
Are you still working on that cookbook you mentioned a few years ago?
No, I started writing it and then I realized like all of my recipes were just adaptations of other people's recipes, and like that's not cool, you know? Like I'm not very good at creating recipes, so I was like, this looks more like a meal plan than a recipe book. It's like, oh, my version of avocado toast, like whatever. Everybody has their own version of avocado toast. But yeah, I started it and then I was like, this is hard. This is not the thing, and I don't want to be accused of stealing other people's recipes, you know? But I don't create my own recipes very often. I mostly take recipes I find and then I change them to suit myself, which I think most people do. So it was just it seemed a little bit pointless, and I was like, there are people who like create amazing things who are doing recipe books and things like that, so I'm just going to leave it to the experts.
A song that makes you happy.
Right now, it's a song that makes me happy. Anything by Lizzo makes me really happy. Although yesterday's song of the day was Paramore Misery Business. That was my song yesterday. I played it like 20 times. It was just like, I used to listen to that sort of music when I was a teenager. So it was fun.
What's the last thing that you've watched on Netflix?
Naruto. Naruto. I'm introducing my godson to anime, so we watched a couple of episodes of Naruto together last night.
What's your safe place?
My safe place? At home in Australia with my family. At my mom's house. That's my safe place. Yeah. I only get to go there once a year, but that's my safe place. I miss them.
Is it true that you auditioned to play Tessa in After?
No. I don't think I did. I can check though. Let me think. It sounds familiar. I go out for so much stuff. I'm not. Oh, did I? Must have been a while ago. No, I didn't. Okay, yeah. No, didn't get to audition for that one, according to my emails.
If you could work on the TV show you want, which one would it be?
Black Mirror. Because I'm already working on This Is Us, which was one of my top picks.
And how is it working on This Is Us?
I only worked a couple of days. I had my first episode, was their season finale, and it was super fun. Everyone was really nice, like super lovely and welcoming, and like costumes are so awesome and the sets are so cool, and it shoots here in LA, so I got to like drive home at the end of the day, which I love. But it was super fun, and I hope I'll be in more episodes next season, but we'll see how all this goes.
Someone asked you if it was difficult to keep your appearance secret on This Is Us.
I just didn't tell anyone. No, it's not hard. It's like I just did not tell anybody at all. Up until, I was shooting it, and my friends were like, let's hang out. And I'm like, oh, I can't, I'm busy. And they were like, what do you mean you're busy? What are you doing? Are you working? You're working. What are you working on? It's here in LA. Oh, what are you working on? And I was like, nothing. I just can't. I'm sorry. So yeah, it was a nice surprise for everybody. But I had to sign confidentiality clauses and things like that. Like they're very strict, and I respect that. So I just didn't tell anyone.
What is the thing you love the most about Paris?
Thing I love the most about Paris? I don't know. There's lots of things I love about Paris. I love going to a cafe in the evening before the sun sets and having a coffee or a glass of wine and watching people walk past. I love how beautiful the streets are. I love how interesting the people are. I love everything about Paris. I love that every street you walk down is beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful cities in the world. So it's a feast for the eyes every time I go.
Someone asked, how was it to be a part of the SEAL team family?
That was fun. That was super fun. All those boys are really lovely. And a lot of them are married and have children. I love kids. Someone was like, show me photos of your kids. Which is super cool. And yeah, I had a great time on SEAL team. Like Max was wonderful to work with, super easygoing dude. Everyone was really welcoming and really lovely, and the crew was super nice and took great care of me, and it was awesome. And again, I just had to go down the road to go to work, and then I could come home. And their studio was right next to a doggy daycare, which was great for Griffin. so he got to go and play with like other dogs, which was nice. But yeah, loved it. So much fun.
What extra do you prefer doing during conventions?
What activity do I prefer?
Yeah, like if you like autograph more, like photo shoot or meet and greets or panels.
Girl, I like the parties. I like the meet and greet parties. You guys know me. I always roll up with like a bottle of wine. I bounce around and make fun of people. Only my co-stars, obviously, never the fans. Yeah, I like the parties. They're always super fun. And at that point, it's like the end of the day, so you're all like, take it. But yeah.
And someone's asking, what's the thing that you prefer doing in Friends?
Oh,
with my friends?
No, when you're
in Friends?
Like, yeah.
Eating. I like to eat in France, and I like to shop too. I like going shopping in France as well, and like exploring. I feel like there's so many hidden treasures in Paris, and you just like turn down any street anywhere, and there's something like new and exciting around the corner. Oh goodness, bless you, Griffin. But yeah, eating and shopping, I would say.
Can you describe Megan, Torrance, Toby, and Rose by using one word only for each?
Okay. Megan, genius. Toby, talented. Torrance, hysterical. Okay, who else do we have? We had Rose as well.
Mm-hmm.
Rose, princess. She's a princess, in my opinion, always. And who else was there?
It was only them.
Okay, great.
And someone also asked, can you describe your friend Rachel?
I don't have to use one word, do I?
No.
Rachel is just like, she's an angel. She has such a sunny, bright, energetic disposition. She never takes life too seriously. She can be serious when she has to be, but she always has such a like great outlook on life and so much energy and positivity to like tackle anything that comes her way, and sometimes has to like encourage me to be a little bit less mopey and emo, but she just has this kind of infectious, like effervescent personality, and she has this incredible skill of making everyone she meets feel like they've been friends with her forever, which is, you know, it's kind of skill that can't really be taught. She just has like this natural way about her that wins other people over and charms them and makes them feel, you know, safe and happy. She's also an excellent listener. So I love her so much.
We had tons of questions about your next YouTube videos, like if you're gonna post another video.
I am. I've just had guests in my house and I haven't found time yet. I have a whole list of YouTube videos I'm gonna make, and I'm hoping that I can record them on Friday and start editing and then post one every week, maybe two if I make enough. But they are coming. I just haven't had time yet. It's been busy. I'm sorry. I have it all written down. I have the whole plan. It's gonna be great. I promise. I promise.
What book, movie, show has inspired you the most?
That's a really hard one. I mean, The Fifth Element is my favorite movie, and Charmed was my favorite like TV show when I was a kid. So, you know, just that whole fantasy realm, I was always really interested in and really excited about. And you know, the only way you can live in a world like that is if you're an actor and you're doing it on a TV show or in movies. So I think that was probably a large part of why I continued to pursue acting, because I can be a queen in a castle, or I can be a witch who does spells, or, you know, a superhero who can fly, even though it's not real, it's the closest I'm gonna get to living those lives. So yeah, just like sci-fi and fantasy books and movies and TV shows. This is my giant water jug because I'm trying to stay hydrated in quarantine. But yeah, Fifth Element, Charmed, anything by Raymond D. Feist or David Eddings, comic books like Madame Xanadu and The Boys and American Vampire, stuff like that. Yeah.
So next question is, what's your favorite line on the show, on Rain?
On Rain, oh, I had so many words. But I did really love after Mary murdered the Scottish Lord and she comes back and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna quit. You know, like with blood all over her. Like that whole speech was fantastic. And she just stormed into like the House of Lords covered in blood and was like, haha, I'm here. I really love that scene. Very powerful.
What's your favorite memory on Teen Wolf?
Probably running through the woods at like 3 a.m. with Sinqua with prosthetics on our faces, trying not to trip up on tree roots. They also brought like a wolf to set one day. We got to meet a wolf. Anytime I had a fight scene, loved that. We actually shot a whole bunch of scenes in this giant abandoned mall out here in California. And that was like the spookiest, but like the coolest thing ever, because there's no stores, there's nothing in there. So it's just stripped down, all concrete with like the escalator and like empty fountains and stuff. It was like creepy, but so cool. So I loved working there as well. Like shooting in that location was like, always gave me a spooky little thrill.
Have you had any experience meeting fans that has marked you?
That has marked me? Only in positive ways. You know, that storyline from Mary in season 2 really has affected some of the fans and has been really helpful for some of the fans who have had traumatic experiences of their own. And you know, that really means the absolute world to me. And when, you know, someone who's had some trauma comes to me at a convention and says that storyline really helped them, that means everything in the world to me. And I remember those people very, very strongly and very fondly. And it makes me feel like, you know, all the hard work and what I do, it's really worth it. It's really worth it if it helps anyone. So yeah, I'd say those fans whom the show has like really helped through emotional trauma or stress or anything like that, those are the ones that like touch my heart the most.
Which superpower would you like to have?
I'd like to be able to move things with my mind. I'd like telekinesis or to fly, but mostly telekinesis. Yeah, I want to be able to move stuff with my mind so I can just sit on the couch and I don't have to get up. Because I'm lazy.
What was your best moment on set on Rain?
I mean, there's too many to count. I think I always loved like hanging out with the cast in between setups, like Ben and Rachel and Torrance and Jonathan and all of that. That was awesome. I loved riding horses. So every time I had to ride a horse, that was always awesome. Or got to do stunts because I love stunts. I'd say like my hands down favorite, I guess, is when we wrapped and we finished the whole show in my last scene. A whole bunch of the crew stayed behind and some of the cast stayed behind and Rachel stayed so that they could like wrap the show with me. And, you know, I gave a little speech and I cried a bunch. We popped champagne and Rachel gave me a big hug and we all cried and sort of like celebrated together this amazing show that we had all been a part of for so many years. So even though it's sad because it's when the show was ending, it was like a really beautiful moment. And yeah, that's my favorite, I think.
How was it working with Jonathan again?
Do you mean in the movie?
Yeah, the movie thing.
Oh, no. Fantastic. I love Jonathan. He's one of my best friends. Like, he and Liza are my best friends. So it's like, it's awesome getting to work with your friends and getting to work more closely with him, because I didn't work closely with him on Rain. So that was awesome. That was super cool.
Did you keep anything from the set, like jewelry or something?
I got to keep one pair of earrings and my riding boots. One pair of earrings and my riding boots. I'm gonna have to plug this in because it's starting to run out of battery. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Did conventions bring anything to you?
Conventions bring anything to me?
Yeah, like personally, I guess.
Oh yeah, they bring me a lot of joy, and I feel like I can, give back a little bit. I take it very seriously coming to conventions, and being happy and being positive and really being present with the fans. But yeah, they make me really happy, and they make me feel like what I do is important and matters and brings joy to other people's lives, and that's very satisfying for me. So I love conventions for that reason.
What's your favorite season on Rain?
Season 4. It got better and better every year. Like, we started out good, but then it just got better and better every year. So season 4.
Most embarrassing moment falling on set of Rain because of the dresses?
Yeah, I also fell off a horse a couple times. I rolled my ankle. I twisted my knee falling in the woods because I was in heels. And just anytime we had like love scenes where you had to be naked, they're always really embarrassing because you're like, it's not real. So those are always pretty embarrassing, but everyone's like very respectful and sweet about it. So, but it's still embarrassing. Still embarrassing. Yeah.
Do you have any upcoming projects once that quarantine is over?
I mean, I have This Is Us. And I think I have a few more episodes of SEAL Team. I'm not sure though. Other than that, no, I'm auditioning from isolation. I'm still taking meetings and things like that. So everything's kind of a little on hold right now, until the isolation is lifted. And even if it's lifted, but not for large gatherings, we can't shoot with less than 200 people. Like, a set has like a good 200 people on it at all times. So until the isolation is lifted fully, I don't know what's gonna be going on with all of us and our work. So we'll see.
Yeah. What made you filming experience? Wait, no, I don't get the question. I guess it's how was it to be on Once Upon a Time? How was the filming experience?
Oh, it was super fun. I'd never been to Vancouver, so that was awesome. Super cool to check out a new city. And everyone was really lovely on that show. Like, sometimes when you're coming onto a show as like a guest, like everyone's already friends and you feel kind of left out or whatever, but nobody made me feel left out or excluded at all on that show. Everyone was super lovely. Robert Carlyle in particular, and Emma Booth, I love so much. And Robert Carlyle would like invite me to his trailer for tea, and we'd have tea together and like tell me stories about his life and give me advice, which I really appreciated. Because it's hard moving to a new city by yourself, and I was back and forth a lot, so I really appreciated that kindness.
What was the best part of doing an appearance on This Is Us, and did you get to meet the entire cast?
Well, it's funny. I've actually been friends with Milo Ventimiglia for years now. We've been friends for a long time. And I've met Mandy Moore before, but I didn't get to work with sort of like the whole cast at all. I just I've got my own little thing going on. But it was awesome. I mean, This Is Us is such a huge show, and it's so well written, and costumes are beautiful. Like, it's a very, very like high-end professional grade show, so it was super fun, especially to be in something sort of more modern, because I've done so many different genres of work, to to do just like a straight up drama is actually kind of different for me. You know, it's not historical, it's not a fantasy drama, it's not like a horror drama. So it was just, it's really fun, it's really cool, and we get given a bit more time for our takes, for like the acting, because a lot of the time you got to like get through it. And so that was a different experience, and I had to be told to like slow down a few times because I'm used to like getting through it really fast. So it was a wonderful experience, like really great learning experience, and I hope that I'm going to be in the next season. I think I am, I'm not sure though. We'll see.
If tomorrow we'd be told we could leave our house, what would be the first thing you'd do?
Invite all my friends over for a party. Force all my friends to like meet me out somewhere for dinner. Like go to dinner with all my friends. That would be awesome. That's it. That's really it. I just want to see my friends. I want to see my boyfriend. I want to do those things. I want to just see the people that I love that I can't see right now. That's the most important thing for me.
Have you ever considered acting again in a period drama if the opportunity shows up?
Oh yeah, for sure. I love doing period dramas. Like they're super fun. They're really, really fun and really different. And the costumes are just like always so incredible and like so crazy. And I love fashion and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, absolutely. I would love to. I would wear corsets again in a heartbeat.
What was the most difficult thing during the filming of Rain?
Season 2, episode 9. Season 2, episode 9. It's very difficult.
What was that?
It was handled with
the episode where Mary.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was definitely very difficult and very traumatic to act that out. But everyone was so like gentle and kind and very sensitive and very professional and wonderful about it. But it definitely was hard. It was hard. Yeah.
Are you still in touch with the Rain cast? Caitlin, Anna, Rachel?
Yeah, I talked to we all like have little group chats about conventions and things like that. So, we'll post in those occasionally. Rachel and I have been FaceTiming a bunch. Jonathan, I've been playing Animal Crossing with Torrance. Yeah, I mean, mostly it's like a lot of like just sending each other memes and things like that. So like we're all keeping in touch a little bit. I'm not super great at keeping in touch with people. So mostly like Rachel does it. And then she tells me what's going on with everybody else. And then I see them at conventions and I'm like, yeah, because of this. And they're like, how do you know that? Oh, Rachel, go. But every time I see them for conventions, we just pick right up where we left off. Love everybody.
What's your Blackpink bias?
What's my what?
I don't know. Do you listen to Blackpink?
Oh, Blackpink!
Yeah.
Yes, not like a lot. I've heard a couple of their songs, but mostly I just look them up on like YouTube to watch their cool dances and their music videos because they're like really talented dancers. I wouldn't say I'm like a fan, but I do like their work.
A character that you played or not necessarily that you relate to and why?
I don't know. I relate to all of them on some level. I don't know. I'd say Mary because she has really strong sense of loyalty to her friends and duty to her family because I feel that way too. I'm very, loyal to my friends and I would do anything for them and my family as well. I feel like a great responsibility and duty to my family to like love and care for them and yeah. That's Mary. I'm gonna have to wrap up in about 5 minutes, guys. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Since you've been part of Teen Wolf, what would Cora look like today?
I don't know. I feel like she'd have like, because they ran off to South America, I think. So I think she'd have like short, like surfer style hair, and they'd just be living down by the beach, like mixing drinks for people and smoothies and stuff, and like surfing all day. That's how I think Cora and Derek would be living their life. They'd just be chilling, operating a smoothie stand in South America and going surfing every day. They finally learned how to chill out.
Are you talking with Tyler Hoechlin, Ian Bowen, or others from Teen Wolf sometimes?
I haven't heard from that group in a while, but we're all on really good terms. Just, you know, as you get older and life gets busy and, you know, you don't keep in touch quite as often as you used to. And now that I'm not out and about, like I'm not running into them at events or at conventions. But every time I run into them, like out and about or at conventions, we always have like a nice chat or maybe like a coffee or something and have a nice catch up because they're wonderful boys, all of them. What, do you want up or not, Griffin? Come on, don't just whimper at me. You're so needy, I swear. I love you too.
Someone asked, how is Rama and Griffin? So I guess
they're good. They're good. Rama, there's another cat here in the house at the moment, so Rama has to stay in the guest house because he and the other cat don't get along very well, but Griffin gets along with everyone, so it's fine. So Rama's in the guest house, so I go and like feed him out there and play with him and cuddle him, and he seems to be quite happy being by himself. He's like, what are you doing here? This is my house now. Leave. And Griffin is good. He's just gotten really needy. He wants to be on my lap all the time. He follows me around the house. He's currently like chewing on my knuckle right now. Not hard, but when he wants attention, he'll like mouth me, but he just follows me around and sleeps with me all day. Like he's got to be on my lap or touching me somewhere, otherwise he gets very stressed. So been trying to give him more walks, and it's cute, but I'm like, oh, this is not good. My dog has anxiety. This isn't good for him. Oh yes. Oh, talking about you. Silly
Since
baby.
you play the Queen, have you ever met real royalty, or would you like real royalty?
No, never met real royalty. It didn't. There's not all that many of them, you know. Yeah, no, never met anybody royal or noble.
And would you like to?
Yeah, I feel like that'd be fun. I'm going to say that I like met a queen or a princess or a king or prince, lords and ladies.
If you could be anyone else on Rain, who would you like to be?
Queen Catherine. Queen Catherine. Faux show.
And someone's asking if you're excited to go to the convention in November.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm always excited to go to the conventions. It's a bummer that they had to be moved, but I'm glad that they were moved and not canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would have been heartbreaking. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I don't think I've ever been to Paris at the end of the year in like November. So I'm interested to see how it is. It's gonna be like cold, or if there's gonna be snow, or if it's gonna be nice. I don't know. So I'm excited. It's gonna be super fun.
I think that was the last question.
Perfect. Hey, that's perfect timing. We motored right through it. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Thank you for doing this.
Hey, no worries.
Bye.
Bye.